the sun bright out on my core? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Hello, my sunflowers. How are you? Well, I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Baby Crone, you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I hope you guys I will echo the same sentiment. I hope you guys enjoyed your holiday weekend, however you guys chose to celebrate it. However, it's back to reality now.
Back to reality. So over the holiday weekend, outside our little cookout we had a wonderful time. And nevertheless, but over the weekend, I sometimes when I hear a lot of things going on, I did do a video on the 4th of July on Independence Day about my sentiments.
Yes.
Now, today, this evening, I'm going to talk more about the Tisha Tales and Clayton Howard is his name.
Yes.
And I want to talk about those two and give you my sentiments. Baby Cone, do you want to give your sentiments as well? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So let's get started. Let's go Tisha Tales. What, Tisha Tales first?
Yep, Tisha Tales.
First of all, I was a follower of Tisha Tales about 4 years ago. We've been down here about 4 years ago. I guess we were watching Tisha Tales a little before we even started.
Yes.
But she wasn't like that. She would take you on trips and very, very pretty, lovely woman. We enjoyed her. We enjoyed her immensely. We followed her. But I can say as a one that used to follow her religiously. She was fun to watch. There was a time she did makeup. There was a time that she read tarot cards. We followed her. We loved her. She was light. She was easy breezy, our cover girl. So I don't have anything to say negative about her. However, the only thing I can say as a follower of her for years and what her persona is now and was previous, she was not like this. She has, to me, started slipping into very angry, like I don't know if it's for ratings. I don't know if it made her famous. She just gradually started following, like I think it started with Fallon and what's Portia's husband name? Simon Gordia. That's the time. It could have been before then, but that's the time that it started when I start seeing the change. The next time I started seeing the change is when she had the lady on her show that allegedly Diddy had that, and she got in the face, and that was the beginning of the descent into this world of anger. I don't know what triggered her. I don't know why she was not like she is today. To me, and as a follower, is somebody who has changed. Drastically. She seemed very, very angry and very, very, these are my opinions only. And I say this, I don't say it allegedly because this is what I saw. I don't know her, but I know what I saw. And for someone who I admired as a blogger, her and many others, but I'm speaking of her, I've seen her go into this descent of madness. And when you say madness, now going back to the day or the day before, I already knew as a seer, because I see her clearly, and I could tell you what I see. What I see someone is very, very angry. I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of stories about how she's not black, how she's this. I mean, they're coming out with everything, but I saw this because I see her go to this direction. And like I said, I don't know if it was money. I don't know what. I know she mimics Nancy Grace. I'm sad that she would, but like someone said, I don't know how true it is because I didn't do no investigation. Everything I said is what she showed me on screen. And we were following Tisha Tales for about a good 3 years before I just drifted away. And even now, I still listen to what she says. But because she is so far to my left, I can't follow her anymore.
Yeah.
What about you, baby clone?
Yes, most definitely. I mean, I will always.
We loved her.
Yes, in my opinion, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not allegedly. She said it herself that she wanted 1 million subscribers,
and she's going at it at any cost.
Yes.
And I think that somewhere along the line, she got lost in this darkness. I'm saying this out of love because I was so saddened to see her go so dark.
Yes.
That was not her at all. That was not her. If it was something deep inside of her that she kept hidden. But as far as a viewer and someone who followed her before she was Tisha Tales, as we know today,
that's true.
That's about a good 3-4 years ago. Mm-hmm. So in that time, she has soared to the top of her game. Yes. Her goal was to always become that big time blogger. Yes, her goal was to become that. Her goal was that even if, they give like people could live 120 years. Yep. Her goal was, I wanted to be me to live that and my family. And maybe you all remember that. Yeah, remember. That's when I said, woo, she's really so self-centered now. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with that, but I'm a seer and we card readers. Yes. I'm just telling you what I saw. So this is one of her followers who is speaking, not somebody who watched her yesterday and watched her this. I watched her when she got her teeth fixed. Remember, we've been with her. So when I say these things, I come from a place of love. And if she happens to see this video, which she probably wouldn't because we're so low on the totem pole, but don't let the numbers fool you. So all I'm saying is to see her become more and more and more and more angry. She's starting to make mistakes. And the first time when I saw that Tisha Tale was unraveling, when she was up there, she couldn't get a name right. And this is like a day or so before she did it and she used profanity.
Oh, yeah.
That's when I first saw her forget. What else did she do that day? You remember the video?
I do remember the video. She honestly was actually looking tired in that
video. Looked tired. She was dealing with Nancy Grace. And I saw it then. I never said anything because I don't deal with bloggers. Like I don't touch them unless they become big and they become a topic. Once you become viral, you're open. The same thing here. If we become viral, we're open to judgment. We're open to discrepancies. We're open for people to start digging in our lives. And we knew she was coming. I knew that people was going to start it, but I didn't know that they would say anything. So I'm not, because as I said, we adored Tisha. I still do. I just think that she's done fallen into some kind of dark place. Yeah. She comes off very angry and very hostile, but it just seemed like she changed. What do you think, baby Con?
Yeah, I definitely do think that she's changed. I'm not sure if it's the greed and that has weared on her mental and her energy because honestly, you're right. This was the same Tisha that we would always see preparing herself, like putting on her makeup, doing her hair. Yeah. Just your normal girl. Now she always comes dressed up, professional looking.
She was just your girl, she just was your girl. And no judgment. Now I've seen her descent into this, I have to say it, this mad woman. It's even though you don't like Diddy, I get it. Like, I ain't mad at you. But to be this hostile to a man you never met, to a man you don't know, to feeling sorry for his mom and judgment, that she's gone too far. So for people to start coming up, other bloggers and other people to start dogging her, I am not surprised.
No.
At all. She's just gotten lost and going for the fame.
Yes.
And even when she talks, she's always talking about Birkins and money and power and
being invited to
parties. And she's there. So I know that the Tisha Tales that we started out with got caught up in a system. And I say this out of LOVE. I spelled it out because I feel sad. And when that guy came along on that day, because I said prior, you seen her unraveling.
Yes.
So when that guy came and she was trying to talk over him, I don't understand why she called that man a nigga.
Yeah.
I have to say it. I don't know why she called him dusty, broke, jealous. He never said nothing derogatory to her.
Nope.
He just said Tisha Tale is a liar. She did not come with the facts, which she didn't. She did not. How we know? Because like I said, we still follow her, not religiously like we used to. Right. And a lot of times we don't follow. I follow people always following somebody, but it's hard to follow somebody religiously now when we're in here and we got to get our own information.
That's true.
So it's hard. But nevertheless, my heart feels sad for her because I don't know if Tisha, I don't think she have any children. I don't know. I don't even know if she's married. And so for her to have this kind of sustain, it makes you wonder, because this is not just Diddy. She's like that towards men.
Yes, men.
And I don't know if it's because she's been hurt. I don't know if it's a daddy problem. I don't know, but I know she speaks fondly of her family. So I don't want to say anything that is derogatory. Everything that I say, I come in love and I come in peace. And I come as a reader saying something's wrong with my girl.
Yeah.
Whatever this fame is, it just makes me sad because it's overwhelming her.
It is.
It's taking her. The essence of her beauty, the essence of who she is. She even looked like she done gained weight to me.
Yes.
Whatever she's doing is eating her up. She's getting lost in a system, and I feel sad for her. I do. I feel sad because the core of who she really is being lost in all of these cases that she takes on. Yes. What do you think, baby Crones?
Especially because she gets heavily invested, because all she's been posting for the last month is Diddy, 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 Diddy.
And I think that it overwhelmed. What do you think? You think it just overwhelmed her?
Yes, definitely overwhelmed her, because this was a long case to follow. She was dying.
Usually it could be a couple of months or somebody she's doing, but this here has eaten our girl.
7 weeks of enduring this, watching it, and already her sentiments of how she feels towards men and towards I guess some people might call Tisha Tales a girl's girl.
Yeah, she's definitely, I would say that she's a liberal. She's a feminist.
Yeah,
she's definitely a feminist. And so you see all of this coming out. Go ahead, baby Crones.
Yeah, and that goes back to a video we had talked about a while ago about how some feminists can go to a little bit too much of it.
She's at the extreme. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what we.
And that's Nancy Grace.
Sean Combs looked like he was, quote, walking on air. What?
This man came floating in on air, twinkle toes, just dancing into. We have never seen this man in a better mood.
Mm-hmm.
And Nancy Grace, you know, Nancy Grace always been loud, obnoxious. You can't get a word in with her. She dogs out. I love Nancy Grace, but because of that, that's why she's not on TV anymore. She pops up on extreme things, loud, obnoxious. I don't follow Nancy Grace. I like Nancy Grace. I do, but I don't follow her because I can't follow that. I can't follow anyone that spew that much hate. I just can't. Yeah. It makes me ill. It makes me feel sickened to see someone feel or hate like that. Yep, I don't like it. The vibration, I run from that kind of vibration. And like I said before, over and over, you know, people say, I feel sorry for Tisha Tales. We do. But the measure you put out there, you're going to get it back. So when, like I told you, if you're on that negative dial, there is somebody coming with that same negativity.
Yes.
And to see her unravel, to see her lose it like that, she was already losing it.
Yeah.
And we'll show you the video.
At the end of the day, excuse me, can you please move him away, please? So at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, right? We will, listen, at the end of the day, we have done what we can. This shows that these people care more about, right? We have shown... Y'all, I work for the feds. So listen, what's been actually happening is, I'm glad I'm turning into the story, honey. I'm glad. I'm going. Okay, so listen, at the end of the day, listen, these people are sitting here in their struggle mad that Diddy doesn't even know they exist. They want it. I get it. They're mad that they don't have, right? Listen, they are mad. They're mad. They're mad. They are mad. Listen, at the end of the day, the prosecution is showing what it is. And now they are saying that I should be the story because I actually went to the prosecution. Because at the end of the day, they are mad that I went with what the prosecution could say, that I did with what the prosecution would say, and they're mad. There's all these bottom feeders that literally are trying to get money off they can, but they cannot, right? Listen, at the end of the day, these people need to be worrying about whether Diddy's going to get time and not yelling at me. I get it that I'm the story. I know they need me for the views. I know they need me for the content. I know they need me for those pennies and those money. And I know that they are the type of men that feel very comfortable trying to harass and bully and intimidate women. At the end of the day, this is the type of people they are. They want to bully women. They want the quiet women. And there's a bunch of dusty, ugly, male-identified women also riding on them. At the end of the day, this is the world we live in. And I'm glad. Thank you for my baby for paying for security. Thank you for my baby for keeping me protected. Baby, I love you, and I will see you soon.
Right? So we saw her unraveling. And this is somebody who watched her. So we watched her. She was somebody like Lovely T. And I felt as though, I don't know if this is the cart before the horse. I don't know. But I always saw, this is another person that we followed. I see Lovely T go and bail her out. That's what it looked like. Or that was the snippet we got. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was so lovely of Lovely T to go in there and just change the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. If I want somebody that's going to give me a story and give me facts, I go to Lovely T. Mm-hmm. and Tasha K. Yeah. I go, even though Tasha K is loud, she's factual. I saw her go through her demise. We saw her go through her demise with Carly B. And I declare unto you, she's careful in what she say, and she is a reliable source.
Yes, that's what reliable Tisha needs to get to. Huh? That's where Tisha
and that's where Tisha needs to get to or find her way back to. Mm-hmm. But I don't know this teacher that's like that, that's unraveling, that's arguing, calling people dusty, calling black men dusty, and you're jealous of me. I don't really think it's about jealousy.
I decided to come clean. Here is my employee ID. Can you guys see that? Here's my employee ID, and I want to thank all the YouTube sleuths and content creators that got that together. Again, I want to come clean. Here is my employee ID. As it was disconcerting to see a grown man yelling and crashing out, hoping they could rip me apart, but they can't because there's 2 armed guards that my man got me because I guess he knows what evil lies in the hearts of men. I thought he was just being overprotective, but apparently he was protecting me. What is going on? What is going on? You guys, in my life, I am not even racially ambiguous. There's never in my life been someone that's been like, what is she? I can't figure out what she is. What do you think? She's so ambiguous. Baby, they see these edges curling up. My 4 black grandparents. That's why they're mad, because at the end of the day, they were exposed for being little bitchs. Yes, I took the manhood. Yes, my balls were bigger than them. And I had 2 shooters on my left and right to back it up. And they're mad. And now they going and they trying to get their little thing. Baby, please.
No. I think it's more about your information has been skewed. And I think your thinking is skewed. And I say this out of love. And I hope that if you run across this video from this small blog group over here, yes, I hope that you consider and say, you know what I'm doing is I need to get myself back. But that may mean you may lose followers. Yeah. Because you got a army following you. Mm-hmm. You're almost at your million you dreamt. Don't sell your soul, Keisha. Don't sell who you are. Don't sell your integrity. However, if this is who you are, then there will be a following for you.
That's
you
true.
Keep doing you, girl. You know, you will lose many, but you will lose many, but you will gain.
Yeah.
So stay you. But it saddens me to see our girl going through this, and to see so many bloggers, male and female, especially males, going after her like that and ripping her apart like a hungry lion. And not that she doesn't deserve it. Not that people entitled to feel what they feel. I can't say it. And when that guy came and saying Tisha Tale is a liar, I was shocked. We couldn't believe it. We were like on the Lovely T side going, what? You know, I couldn't believe it. And so when I seen her unravel, you know, she couldn't even ignore it. She couldn't. She tried. But see, that's what happens. Ooh, when you're playing on those low vibrations. I talk about this. So when you're on a low vibration, expect anything to come your way. Why? Because the people that's coming to you is on your frequency. They are on a low vibration. Tell them, baby, Crone, break it down to them.
Yep, exactly. Like draws to like, but also the fact is with in terms of Tisha Tells, when it comes to the frequency and vibration that she's on. You were saying this earlier off camera about if you play in the mines, you'll get spotted.
You play in no mines, you're going to get spotted. The old girlfriend mother told me this maybe about 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
To be true.
It's true. You stay in those fields and you play dirty, you get dirt on you. And those people that's coming after her, not all of them are on low vibration. But those that are calling her names and dogging her, that's low vibration. Those that's coming and saying she's not coming with fact, that's not low vibration. They just calling her out. That's nothing wrong with that. Do you agree?
You're right. Exactly.
I don't think we should eat her up and throw her out. Say that again.
I said just exactly what we're doing. It just bringing it to your attention respectfully.
And so there is not. I hope that if she hears that, she'll know that we know the truth. She will know that. How? Because she look at what she's going through. She unraveled. She broke. That to me, she broke down on camera. We saw it the day before. She's always been articulate. She's always been strategic. But her anger, it's been going on for a couple of years now. And so her thinking, in my opinion, it's been skewed. And she's gone more to the darker side. And so for this dark energy to come her way, I think it's only there to jolt her, to say, Tisha, I won't do it.
Right.
You're not going to do it. But you know, I felt like I have to say something because it's sad to see this. But I know that, like I said, I don't know what embittered her. I have no idea. But she sounds bitter and angry. And unfortunately, when you're like this and you're spewing this stuff, a lot of people are coming to you for news. So you're damning a lot of people's viewpoints. That is negative. And so you expect people that don't like it are going to speak out. People that don't have respect for you is going to speak out. People that's going to want to search you out. So my suggestion to you, Tisha, is to regroup and think about what kind of news you want to do.
Yes.
You know, but to me, it just seems like she's going for that million. And it's like at any cost.
Yep, she's even
at any cost.
Interviews on TV.
She's moving up because the world, the way I see it, and this is the last I'm going to talk about this.
Okay.
This with Tisha Tale. The way I see it, and I saw it that Diddy, is that the world at that moment went through a vital shift, a spiritual vital shift. And what we have in this shift is that you got your positives and your negatives, your Democrats and your Republicans. It's going on all around us with the farmers, with the president, with this, that, and the other. And even with the Diddy case, she has gotten so far that she accused the jurors of lying, fake, not real. That juror was mixed. And even that, she's not even accepting the truth on that. So that to me is showing that this is the time where we're in a great awakening, a great separation is happening.
Yeah.
We saw it. So half of the people was on Diddy's side, not because they probably, not all of them because they agree with Diddy, but maybe because they see a black man get true justice.
Yep.
And so for her to be in those places, to not see and to blame I had an issue with that. Have an issue with quite a few things she said, but
Yes.
that's not what I'm here for. I am here to tell you that there is a shift. There is a major change that's going on, and you see the thinking of people. You know, I sit back and I'm like, I say, and people get angry when you don't, when they on that Diddy hate,
Yep.
they on that Diddy hate train,
Mhm.
they hate you because you trying to be neutral. Like,
Yep.
I'm just neutral in the game. I don't have no horse, no dog, no animal. I don't have nothing in it. But people are, y'all, it's crazy.
Yep. Pick a side.
Pick a side or die.
Mhm.
And I want to be on righteousness. I want to be fair.
Yes.
I have a soul that's going to go to sleep one day. And I don't want my soul to go to sleep in ratchet heaven. Well, ratchetness is hell.
Yes.
I want to go to sleep knowing that I've done right by my chair, that I've done right to the public, that I was honest, that I was fair, that I didn't judge unfairly, and I wasn't cruel, because every idle word we got to give an account for. Every idle deed. And even though I see it like this, what I saw on the Diddy day, excuse me.
Okay.
Maybe this will give you a perspective and bring it to more of a holistic viewpoint. And since America is built on God and Jesus, I'll use that scenario.
Okay.
What I saw two sides of the fence. One side saying, crucify him. Crucify him.
Mm-hmm.
After the judge said no bail, crucify him. It was already before. Crucify him. Crucify him. We don't care what they say. He's a dog. He's this. The other side is have mercy.
Mm-hmm.
His family, his kids. He wasn't proved innocent. I mean, he wasn't proved guilty. I mean, he wasn't judged for what you're judging him for. True. Step back and think. Mm-hmm. This is not fair. Give the man a chance. He served time. You got that side. And then you got the other side. To hell with them. Mm-hmm. And it just reminds me of the mob back in the day before they execute Jesus. They were split into crucify him, save him. Crucify him, save him. That is what I see. And I am on the side of mercy. Why? Because the law found mercy.
Yep, they did.
Got innocent, 12 innocent, 4 women. I can't help but speak on the 4 women part because that's such a new thing. That's powerful. You understand? So if you give it up, that's the people's court right there. It's the jewelers. Yep. So for them to have that information and come out with that, how can I fight when I was already feeling, many of us, even those that said crucify him, felt that there was something wrong with this story from the beginning. Yes. We all felt it. Not all, many of us. Felt that. You felt it. You know, you can tell a lie. You can tell when somebody is not telling truth. The things wasn't adding up. Do you agree?
I definitely agree.
And so that's how we was coming, but we were in it reading cards and stuff. So I guess we could be put out of it because we had an aide. But we had Miss Barney as our aide. We had Miss Barney. So with Miss Barney as our aide, that gave us a more closer insight. So we could start judging way like almost a year ago, what you say. Yes. And even then we were still on his side. Take him down. And I was looking at the video, easing off of Keisha, looking at the video, and I had an issue. Why would Diddy, be running down the hallway naked with a towel? Like, I just didn't understand that. Right. And my mind went, oh, he must have was in the shower and she snuck off. That's what the impression was I got.
Yep.
And because she was sneaking off, I felt like When he got out the shower, he realized she was gone.
Yep.
So he took the shower and ran down. But what I didn't know is though they were in a freak off. Oh my God. That is what the word is on the street.
Curb, yes.
It was a freak off going on, and she didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Am I missing? Now, this is what we heard. Everything we say is allegedly from this Clayton Howard.
Yep, Clayton Howard.
Clayton Howard made things clear to me. Like I said, if you person that you want the truth, you'll hear the truth when you hear it. It's truth in what he said. Some of his story, I do believe he embellished.
Okay.
I do believe there are bits and pieces you embellish.
So
but
his side of the story.
Go ahead, baby. Come on.
No, I was just going to say he just told it from his side.
Right. And you could, from some things they were embellished, but the key points, like Diddy having a small phallus, that makes so much sense to me. Yeah. When I thought of freak-offs, I thought of freak-offs that they were having orgies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know a freak-off was her getting her freak off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't know when she was running down the hall, she was running down the hall because of a freak-off they was participating in.
Mm-hmm.
But now when I realized they had the freak-off at hotels, he made things so clear to me when he said that Diddy is bisexual. When he said that Diddy was a voyeur, he is not into women like that. If he was into women, it would be the woman that is getting the freak off. So let's say it was 5 women at an orgy. He's not dealing with them 5 women, but the main women he touches, I guess. Mm-hmm. So I guess in some way he's bisexual, or my mind go to think like this. Okay. Maybe, it's been 5 days and she need her freak on, and like he's into male and maybe he's been busy. So they call a freak on. And so therefore he gets her freak on where a man can go for 3 to 5 days. Now, I was wondering, well, I have to use my common sense. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking if they getting high and freaking and doing this, I am sure they have to eat. Mm-hmm. If they're there for 3 days, 4 days, however long it takes for her to get her freak off, her freak on. I don't even want to say the things that they did. The part when said about the Mincy, that is gross. And if you come from the Jewish perspective, that is an abominable. If you come from a freak point, no. But if you're coming from a spiritual point, even from a Christian point of view, that having somebody having sex with you is abominable. And you could be truly doing some damage by having sex. So when he said that story and that she meant it, that to me showed me, oh my God.
She tells you that Sean Combs made her have sex on her menstrual cycle. I can't speak for anyone else but myself. But I know the one time that did happen, that Sean Combs was not responsible for that Cassie, in a drunken, intoxicated, hormonally imbalanced state due to her period, manipulated and forced herself on me during her menstrual cycle. And what I mean by that is I had no knowledge she was on her menstrual cycle because the room was completely dark. She manipulated the room.
Even though when Cassie was telling her story, I already felt that she was in this thing. Yes, he just pointed it out and made it more clear what was going on, predicated to what she said on stand. Mm-hmm. So she wasn't honest, but we all know that.
Yes.
Because my question will be, if it was that bad, why you never left? Exactly. Why did you stay there for 10, 11 years? Mm-hmm. If I understand it right, she was even in a relationship with her boyfriend or her husband and still participating. Yes. So that's where these stories get murky. So here is a backstory. And right now, how true it is, should this case go to trial? Yes. Yes. Because it's not fair to take down Diddy and she gets away with her 20 or 30 million. Mm-hmm. So I feel as though Clayton have a case, and I am for him taking it to the court. Definitely. Why? Because from where he stand, he was sexually taken advantage of.
Yes, he was. In that
especially the part when he said that he had slept with her, did his job, and Diddy gave him a drug And he said, well, he willfully took it.
Yeah.
And he said that he sent them home and he only paid them $1,500. Was it $1,500? When he normally got $5,000 for a freak off. And more and about the argument that he had that, she gave him an STD, allegedly. She had an abortion. This man would not say this if it wasn't true.
That's true.
It's just too much. He had too much detail. He was able to fill in the blank like a small phallus. How small? He said, like, he ain't saying it was a baby. He just saying it was a small one. And his was 3 sizes larger.
Oh, okay.
He's
just below average.
Below average. He's not saying it was a pinky, like that guy said about Will Smith.
Right.
He's not saying that. He's just saying it's small compared to him. And that, to me, left him being a little of average, maybe a little below average, a little.
Right.
He didn't mean it like it was microscopic. He just meant that it wasn't what she needed. She wanted the rod. She wanted the pipe. She wanted her back blown out. And and like I said, in S&M, there are rules to the game.
Yes.
And the rule is he was there to make sure nothing went a wire. He was there to make sure he watched because he was a voyeur. The man said that Diddy would sit there and he would masturbate for him for a while, probably for an hour, until Diddy got, and he orchestrated what was done. Yeah. Now you could do it. Now let me see her come. And he said for a while that he was taking his sperm and putting it in a cup, and they would go to another room. And he said that he didn't know what they was doing with his sperm. But this is where I think he embellished the story, because now it's like he's the one who's taking the lead and said, I got into it, and said, what you doing? I'm not doing. I don't believe that. I do believe that he did ask. Yes. I do believe that he did question. I do believe that he started feeling like, is y'all using me, setting me up? Yep. And I do believe, but I think he talked. I don't think he was coming with his whole chest the way he made. That's just one of the places where I thought he embellished his story. He said he wrote a book. He said he's been out there for over a year and he's been trying to get her to work with him. Is it wrong for him to have a settlement? No. No. And I think it's wrong because I've seen women in my day hit a man.
Yeah, that's true.
I seen on the Valley where, what's her name? Brittany hit, what's her name? I seen it. No one said anything, but that's what I'm saying. We got to change the rules.
Yep, these double standards,
because a lot of men do get beat by women. I've seen it on TV when she went up and attacked him.
Yes.
Everybody felt that was fair. That's when I stopped watching, because the girls, she did it in front of the girls and they gasped like, but yet they rooted her on. That is unfair. Violence means no violence. I don't care for who or what. I saw Brittany attack Jax. That's when I said this, and the girls knew it was wrong. You saw them go, but they cheered her on. He deserved it. No one deserves to be hit by no one under any circumstances. No woman have the right to go and slap a man, beat a man, hit a man, humiliate a man.
Yep.
That is wrong. Emasculate a man. And that's what I seen. And to know that she emasculated him. She did. She took advantage of him. Yep, if what he says is true, then she is dead wrong. Yep. And she needs her part in this. And he said that Diddy was the facilitator, that he orchestrated. And like any pimp, they get paid. Yep. Pimps beat their women. I don't like it. I don't like it. Business. It's just a part of the business. She was in a freak off. She was trying to leave and he went back and got her like a pimp would, right? I'm not saying it's wrong. And anybody out there saying, oh, you for the beating, you're a lying, a mink, and your butt stink. I am not for it, but I am for fairness.
Yes.
Period. And sometimes we don't like the way fair is. Fair for some people, it's the way I feel, it's the way I think. And if it's not the way I think, then everybody else is wrong. We got to be mature enough to be able to respect other people's feelings.
Yes.
We got to be mature enough to be able to look at things from both sides and not from one bird's eye point of view. You got to be able to expand your thoughts. And I don't see that. I see people go on their own feelings and judge with hate.
Yes.
They don't think about these girls. They don't think about his mama, who's 80 something years old. I hear bloggers making fun of the woman's hair.
Yes.
This is ridiculous. I also think there are times Mariah Morelli try to be fair too.
Yes, he could try to be fair.
But sometimes he can slip over and allow his feelings get the best of him.
That is true.
But when he's fair, he's fair. But I have to say this about, and I adore Mariah Morelli. So I hope if he happen to see this, I hope that he take what we say in love. I didn't like that you sat at the table with that woman. You broke bread with that woman, so you said. And then at the end, you come out and chasing her wig. I didn't like that and you dogging her son. That makes you a hypocrite because you sitting down breaking bread with her. And that's not the godly man that I see you as. I see you as a man. Go ahead, baby. Come.
Oh, I was just saying.
No, go ahead, please. Speak your truth.
I was just saying he had just did that for clout. If that was
I ain't like that.
If that's what it was for. Just to say, oh, I got to sit with Janice Combs.
But you sit all at the same time, you're going to dog that man. That's just like somebody sitting with your parents.
Yeah.
When you was going through your little thing. And then somebody dogged you out and sit there with your mother. And then when it's all said and done, they go back and dog you. I didn't like that, but I love you. And I see you growing. He growing too. He was always big, but then he had a little hiccup and he came back with a vengeance. And he is somebody I go to for facts too. So I love him. And he mentioned us in a video.
Yes,
so he always have my love and our support.
Yes.
But the thing is that I don't like it when I see him creep to the other side. He's so good when he's fair-minded.
Yeah.
And I would like to see that of you, Mariah Morelli, because I love the way you get along with people. I love your style. I love the way you give news. And this is why people give you money. This is why you are so beloved, because you bring the news and you're there on it and you're straight on it. You're straight. You try to be fair. But when you go to the dark side, and I don't think, for me as a blog, I don't really think people need to know how I feel, especially when I'm bringing the news.
Fair enough.
If I'm bringing you the news, then I got to stay out of it.
You're right. We get that enough in mainstream news
And
channels.
if I want to say it's my opinion, then I need to do a separate video and say, this is how I feel personally. Right? We do that like now.
Yeah.
So we've been listening to everyone. Do I think that man have a case? Yes. If nobody don't take it, go to Bugsby.
Yes, Tony will take it.
Tony will take it. Tony, he takes everybody. That is money. If you can't get anybody, but I feel as though that I feel as though that man needs to be heard. He said that when Cassie wanted him to urinate on him. He found that personally disturbing. And so she said that I'll never bring it up, but she had it in her mouth. And he said when he found that, it just made him gross. You know, he said that there was a time he did admire her or looked at her. She's a desirable woman. But I guess that's just like a woman. If you whoop a man and you know that this man is going around drinking semen, you're not, the beauty ain't going to matter. No matter whether you straight or gay. You know that man is prostituting.
Yep, for real.
And for him, he said that he was dealing with Cassie for about 8 years. So if you're dealing with Cassie for about 8 years and he's not thinking she's into all of this. Yep. So when he found out that this is what she was doing, he got grossed out. Understandable. Like, I didn't know she was drinking pee but I would say that is not true, and I would say that's not true. But Miami, what's her name? Carisha said she liked it.
She did.
So she sealed that for me. Like, she liked it. Mm-hmm. She liked it. He said she liked the way the warmth. The stench of it, though. The stench of it. I can't think of it. Do they drink a lot of water before? Pineapples to water?
Probably.
That it won't have the stench of piss? Give me a minute. I wish I had a tea like our girl Tasha so I could spin around in a circle. Give it 2 snaps, but I don't have a spin chair.
For real. That's just one of those kinks I don't understand how people found out they're into.
I guess the pee wouldn't be so bad if it was clear pee and it didn't have a smell. I'm trying to justify it, all right? But I can't imagine you've been drinking and drugging. Ooh. Get off of change the subject.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to rationalize it.
You can't
because
rationalize that.
What's her name? Young Miami.
Carisha
said the same thing. And so now this guy painted a picture of it. I had no picture. Like I said, I was coming from the way, but now that the picture has been painted, this is so disturbing. It's awful. But yet he beat her. I don't think that he knocked her teeth out. I don't think he gave her a black eye. I think, you always, she's on the lighter brown to me. Yeah. I don't know, because some pictures I see her and she's very fair. And then there are pictures I see her, she's brown to me. Yep. So I don't know what it's depending, but the light had to be very bright. Because if the light shine bright on me, I'm looking white. Yes, and if the light is bright light on you, you're looking light, But if the lights are right, it shows. So I don't know the lighting, but I can say that Cassie is a beautiful woman. Yes. And to see this is heart-wrenching. However, Diddy is the man. He was the man, a billionaire, a multi-billionaire. Yes. So allegedly. And so to be a part of that, I can see her jealousy. I can see that she wanted to have a baby by him. I could see that. And I could see he was a cheater, pumpkin eater. And I could see that it drove her crazy. I could see it. But she was there with him for over a decade. So therefore, by the time she left Diddy, she wasn't that 19-year-old girl. She was 30. She was 30 or 31. 1920, she was 30, 31, 32 years old when she finally broke free of him.
Yes.
So for that, miss me wish she was a girl. That's why I'm saying, when I always say, they girls, they grown-ups, they make decisions, good or bad. That's
true.
Shoot, when you're 13, that's when your sins fall on you. That's when you start manning up and womaning up, and they saying the bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah is a time where it says, now you know right from wrong. Now you may not know what's the world, but you know right from wrong. And now it's up to you to choose. At 13 years old, you are choosing to choose. And I say that to say, even with what you call his daughter, Beyonce daughter, yep. 13 years old, and I see the way her mother is dressing her differently. But this girl now is growing into, you see her turning into this beautiful woman. She was always pretty, but you see, what's her name? Blue Ivy. Blue turning into this beautiful woman, and her mother is dressing her more appropriately. Yes. She misses it sometimes, but on the show, you see how that 13-year-old is able, you see how she's grown. Yes. You see how that age 13 is pretty powerful, because we see she can move now. Get loose, get loose. Hey, that's our song. Gentlemen, that's my stand. Oh, get loose, get loose, get loose. That's our song right there. Yes, it is. So anyway, I'm sorry, I had to lighten up the situation. Yes. But on my ending, I just want you to know that I feel sorry for Tisha Tales. But these things are happening to turn her around, to make her think about it, to make her search her heart, to see if this is where she wants to be. Go ahead, baby. Come.
Yeah, no, that was actually good because the two is a good connection, because if this guy Clayton Howard is wanting to sue Cassie, then all this hate and spewing that Tisha has for Diddy doesn't really make sense, because that means Cassie is just as guilty as Diddy. So therefore, the fact that Diddy was guilty on prostituting Cassie,
right?
That means Cassie can now get sued because she is now seen as a prostitute, and it is illegal. So.
She is a prostitute, no matter how much you all love her and feel sorry for her. But if you're going to love her, then also hold her feet to the fire.
Yeah.
Be fair. You know, and that's all I ask of our people, of people of color, melanated people. Please, let's just be fair. You know, it wasn't us getting beat.
No.
He didn't touch me. However, I feel bad. And I don't know why there is so much hate amongst our black women.
Yes.
I get it. You've seen so many of our black men went to white women, gone to exotic women. Many of them get on there and talk about us, talk about bad about the black woman, how we're no good, how we need to be humble. We also got Africans and other people that's all up in our business. We also see, according to what this guy said, that Tisha Tales is not a black woman, so she's a brown woman of another culture. I don't know if that's true, but I do know that there are so many people that, what's that word? Our faith, our color, we talked about it.
Culture, black appropriation.
Black appropriation. I hope that that's not the case with Keisha, because I didn't know I thought she was more Spanish. So I never looked at her as being a black woman, but she could be.
Yeah, I mean,
she never know.
And identifies as it.
To me, what, as a black woman?
Yes. The way she comes off and the way she covers black.
And she's always seemed like she's black and white. Like she's always come off like I saw her maybe mix.
Yeah.
And everybody who I see mixed with black is black. But she does appear to be Spanish to me. And maybe she's not. I heard she was Asian. That could fit too.
Yeah, that could fit.
Because Asian is more than slanted eyes. You can be Asian and not. There are other cultures that are Asian that are not slanted eyes.
Right, like Indians.
Right. And others. So she could be of a mixed source. Like I said, I always thought that she was Spanish, but that's what I'm saying. I definitely don't know. But whatever she was, I always found her to be beautiful. I always thought that she was beautiful.
Yes.
And to see her beauty is starting to Dorian Grayish to me. It's starting to get lost in all of this, you know. But anyway, my love and our support goes to Tisha Tales.
Yes.
And I hope that whatever it is that got her like that she find her way, because she was a beautiful soul. She was, and she still could be. I don't know, because I don't know who she is anymore. And I don't say this out of hate. And I know many of you who follow her could receive what I say, especially some of the men that have watched her from afar with admiration and found her beautiful. Even Trent Out Loud found her beautiful.
Yes,
so to see her, let her beauty diminish like that. Tisha, girl, you got this. We're rooting for you, for real. And for this guy, I hope that you are heard. Yes. And I hope that anything that you say, if it's true, that the truth for you would ring from the north to the south, to the east, and to the west. I wish you well in your endeavors. I feel as though that story need to be said, because you gave us that don't know a glimpse into, like knowing that he had a small phallus. That makes it make sense to me. When you're a woman, if you ever dealt with a man that have a smaller phallus, you know the insecurities that comes with that.
Okay.
They could be cute, they could be handsome, they could be beautiful, but they are broken and they very insecure because somebody probably told them they don't satisfy me, you're not big enough, I don't feel you, it's, I cheated because of this, and because of that, they've been broken. And because he's in the money status, any woman just about will be with him because of that money and deal with it. Because at the end of the day, he found a way to fix it. I'll pay for you to be satisfied. I'll get the biggest phallus that you need. You pick it out. You say what you like. And I'll sit and I'll facilitate. I'll get my rocks off because he's not. So when people saying a lot of these men coming out saying that he took them, I'm starting to believe it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Those that did wanted to. Because the way I see it now, he's very insecure. So therefore, he wants to be plummeted. Mm-hmm. I can see it. If you look at it, it makes sense to me. Yeah. And it fills in those potholes while she was running because that was a transaction going on. So I saw another video where they were coming out of the room and there was a man behind him. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that man was a part of the freak off or was it security or whatever. I don't know. We'll never know these things. Mm-hmm. And my last statement, the thing that got me bothered, they said that this case wasn't supposed to be trial. They said that this beating wasn't supposed to be a part of it.
Yep, they did say that.
They said it had nothing. It was old. And so for them to use this like that, that's all they had. And clearly it proved to be a big mistake.
Yep.
Big.
Yep, they clicked.
Huge. They shouldn't have used that. Mm-hmm. They should have used this brother.
Yes.
They should have used other brothers. And as a matter of fact, Tasha had another man on her show that talked about, I didn't see Clayton on her show, but I did get to see, did I see Clayton? Yes, I did.
Yeah, she had two.
I did. And then I saw her to see this other guy who said he was paid $20,000, I believe. So, and Tasha K wanted him to work with her when she go out next year. Something like that.
Yeah,
maybe as a dancer or something like that. Because she was admiring that body. Because she put them glasses on. She's funny. And I respect her grind. And a word to Tasha K. Tasha K, why don't you make a story for it?
Yes.
Because we enjoy your movies.
Yes,
okay?
That would be a good movie.
And all you're going to do is get better and better because you're going to be able to afford more and more and more. Mm-hmm. And we need your voice out there in the movie world. Yes. I love your stuff. Congratulations. So I know I put all this in, but I hope that you receive what we say.
This is what's happening on the YouTube.
This is what's happening on the YouTube. And like I said, for Tisha Tales, when you operate in that low vibration, don't be surprised if it's going to come to you. That's what I'm saying. So you may say, it's proving it. Mm-hmm. This is what I preach. Morning, noon, and night. Raise your elevation. Change the dial. Go a new way. Stay neutral. Mm-hmm. If you're going to say something, say it in facts.
Yes.
You understand? If it's your opinion, state it's my opinion. Be factual. Nobody can judge you if your opinion. Mm-hmm. You making an opinion about something, that's yours. I can't sue you for your opinion, but I can sue you for a lie.
That's true.
I can sue you for that. And when you lie, you hurt others. Mm-hmm. So be mindful. Be careful in how you direct your hate. Because the same way you hating, somebody is going to come along and hate on you. It's like what you put out, what you sow, you reap. Mm-hmm. Period. That's the rules. No exception to the game. It is what it is. And with that, we hope that you enjoyed our commentary on this case. Like I said, we like to sit back and collect and get different perspectives and feel it. So I hope that you like our stuff. And if you do, please hit that bell or definitely hit a thumbs up because we could use it. Play us forward if you like. Leave a comment. We love them. And what else? And subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, as we grow, as we voice our opinions, we try to be, we want to be neutral. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be hating. I don't want hate in me. Period. Ooh.
Yeah.
Let me go cut this out. Excuse me.
Oh, yes. Go cut out that negativity, because all it can bring is diseases and bring down your.
We just gonna cut out the negativity.
Yes.
Cut it out.
Cut it
out. Now let's pluck it out.
Okay.
No, let me throw it towards the door. And send that hate back to hell. And let our people come together as one.
Please.
This is a ritual night.
We really do need to come together as one.
And learn to love one another.
Yes.
And with that being said, we hope that you love it. This is a ritual night. Okay? It's not sharp. I mean, I'm sure it could do damage,
Right.
but it's a ritual night because my table is right there. So anyway, we hope that you enjoyed this, and we hope that whatever hate or whatever bitterness, that it gets plucked out of you and send it squealing to hell and to the dark places.
Yes.
Deep in a black hole be where all this negativity dwells. And let us rise up. Let us rise up and be fair, and let us not judge one another, but love one another. And that's what I say. Be kind to the people that you meet on the way up, because as you see, Keisha, those are the same people you meet on the way down. And with that being said, we love you. We thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this Sunday video, because we don't have our housewives.
No.
We don't have that because it closed down, which is stupid to me. Like everybody goes out and drunk or whatever. No, I think we live in a day and time where they should just let these things play.
Yeah,
it's
honestly.
stupid. You could just
streaming services.
it's Sunday. That's a good cool down. That's Beyonce. Cool down. But I'm just saying that I don't know why Bravo does that. It doesn't make sense to me. In the world that we live in today, you can play it tomorrow, Monday. And then, if you don't get it today, you can see it Monday, but they don't do it like that. They cut it off. These people has finished filming.
Yes.
So this doesn't make sense to me.
It's all for ratings and views.
It just doesn't make sense to do that. It's like old school. You don't have to do that. You're a streaming service now, as a matter of fact, and it's like that even on Peacock, or what is it? Hulu? They on Peacock,
yeah,
right?
They on Peacock.
Right. So, I just feel as though the way they do it just doesn't make sense to me. But nevertheless, we just want you to enjoy our video. That's all we got to say. And with that being said, you know what we say to you? Sunflowers.